And what this amendment does, in short, Mr. President, is it allows communities that are recovering from a natural disaster to rebuild damaged infrastructure without having to acquire, or maybe I should say reacquire, federal environmental permits. We all agree it's vitally important that we protect our environment. I should point out there is nothing in my amendment that would change federal environmental permitting requirements for any new construction, nothing at all. We should also recognize that states have their own very substantial standards in place to protect their environments, including during the construction of transportation infrastructure projects. There is nothing in my amendment that would weaken in any way or change in any way any state environmental laws or regulation. But the fact is, Mr. President, our federal environmental permitting process for infrastructure is broken. It's too cumbersome, it takes too long, it's too costly. It's a huge problem. These existing transportation infrastructure facilities, if they are damaged or destroyed by a declared natural disaster, the rebuilding, the identical rebuilding in that very same footprint, shouldn't be subject to going through the whole environmental permitting process all over again. Mr. President, I would argue this is just common sense. This is a modest, narrow amendment.
What the senator from Pennsylvania is doing, he is removing completely replacement facilities from any, not just the NEPA procedures, but also from the Endangered Species Act, from the Clean Water Act, basically putting a dome over the process so anything goes, basically. Anything. We debated that issue in the Environment and Public Works Committee. And that's why there's an expedited procedure already in law, passed in MAP 21, that deals with this issue. The senator talks about using the proper legislative process. We did that. The Committee of Jurisdiction debated it. It is very conceivable that when you give this type of an exemption, that you basically are exempting a geographical spot that anything goes. It could be a total end to any of the protections we have in the Federal Clean Water Act. Could be eliminated. So I would just urge my colleagues to reject this amendment. It's unnecessary, and it certainly opens it up to a tremendous abuse